the Flatpack shelf. Cheap, effective, and allegedly easy to put up. This is the intricate process that should make sure you get all the pieces you need to put up those shelves. Although it's thought that this type of shelving was originally invented in Sweden, it's now made all over the world. At this factory in Germany, trucks arrive with freshly manufactured chipboard, which is the basic building material of the shelving unit. Each pallet weighs over a ton, so a forklift truck helps unload the cargo and take it into the factory. You won't be surprised to learn that chipboard is made out of chips of wood. They're glued together and compressed to form boards like these. This factory uses up to 30,000 of them in a single day. Chipboard is cheap and practical, but it doesn't exactly exude quality. So to smarten up the soon-to-be shelves, the chipboard is going to be covered with a wooden veneer. This oak veneer is the right thickness, 0.5 millimeter, but it has to be cut down to the right length for each piece of chipboard. Then some of the pieces are chopped again, this time by a machine to make them the right width. Other pieces need to be sewn together so they can cover wider boards. Each veneer panel is then checked over a bright light, and weak spots are repaired by gluing on small strips. Now it's time for the chipboards to get kitted out. Rollers carry the stacks through the factory. Then suction cups lift the boards to the veneering machine, piece by piece. They're given a quick dusting down, and then two rollers cover both sides of the board with adhesive. The tacky surfaces would stick to a conveyor belt, so instead they're moved on by thin metal discs. A sheet of veneer is placed underneath and another one on top. Then it's glued into a chipboard sandwich by an industrial press. Time for the all-important holes. 20 drills fixed in a frame are all raised simultaneously to ensure that all the holes are the right distance apart and the correct depth. Each panel is drilled in less than a second. To make doubly sure that every piece of furniture will fit together perfectly, they check a sample from the batch against the template and even fit the pegs and dowels. The shelving units might be intended for storing books and CDs, but they've also got to be able to withstand the odd spilled drink at a housewarming party. So, after they've been brought into line and dusted off, the edges are sprayed with a coat of varnish. Behind the stack is a water wall which absorbs any stray varnish from the air. At 80 degrees Celsius, the varnish sets in just 10 minutes. Any wood fibres that are sticking to the edges are smoothed down by a quick polish. Then it's time for the main surfaces. They're varnished in a 100-metre-long automated system. First the varnish is applied, then the boards are dried off, and finally they're polished. Once the boards are finished, they're stacked by a conveyor belt next to all of the other parts. And a team of workers adds every single item to each pack. In theory,